So today I wanted to sit down with you and just have a little chat about a concept that I made a video about last year called the fuck it list. So we're gonna go through what the fuck it list is again, to remind ourselves, and the formula on how I write my fuck it list, and also of course what's going to be on my list for this year. And at the end of the video I'm going to introduce you to my secret little visualization tool that I think gives extra power to this list. So it doesn't just end up being a list that you put in a drawer and then you never, use it. And this doesn't really have any impact on your life. So maybe should we do a little pregnancy check first? Super pregnant and getting more and more pregnant with every single day that is passing. So basically this list, as you can hear on the name, I'm not going to say it too many times because that video got restricted because I said the F word too many times. But by now you know the list, the F list. Let's call it that. And the purpose of it is to highlight a few behaviors that you want to change, that isn't serving you anymore, that you maybe do subconsciously, or just, get dragged with your emotions and so on. Things that you are like, yeah, I'm only human, so it's okay to react and everything to the world around you, but maybe you feel like you would be better off and feel better, maybe be able to live life a little softer if you had more power over these behaviors. And by doing that, you also help to prioritize like your tasks and everything. If you have behaviors or things that you do that you don't want to be doing anymore, and they take up your precious resources, time, energy, money. If you want to hear more when I talk about this a little more in depth and like how to use it and what it's good for, you can, I'm going to link the video down in the description below, so you can go watch that after this one. The formula that I use when I write down my F-it list is not to fall into this super common trap that people do, and that is you formulate it like an avoidance goal. And that means you write just, I'm gonna stop eating candy, or I'm gonna stop being mad in the mornings, or I am going to stop, insert whatever behavior it is that you want to change. And from what I understand, there is a lot of research out there that shows that avoidance goals, they're not as successful as goals that you are writing, like when you formulate them in another way, where you are trying to pursue something. Instead of just writing, F this, I'm not going to do this anymore. I write behavior that I want to change, and then F that, and then I write the behavior that I want to do instead. So the focus of the list is the changing in behavior. For simplicity's sake, let's take eating candy every day as an example. Like, I don't just write, I'm going to stop eating candy every day, or I'm not gonna eat candy every day. I write, eating candy every day, F that. I am going to enjoy it on Saturdays, and the rest of the week I will nourish my body in a way so that it gets energy and sufficient nutrition, or something like that. The main focus of how I write it, I want it to be like really positive and something that you want to go after, because otherwise, if it's just you putting like a thing that you really enjoy to do, if it's sleeping until noon or eating donuts or whatever, if it's you just putting that in a cage and you just have got to sit there and watch it, then you'd be like, no, you can't. It's going to be way too difficult. It's gonna make it way more difficult to change the behavior. And we're gonna get to that more at the end when we get to my secret little tool to give this list some more oomph, so to say. So how did it go for me this year with my list? Did I remember it, or did I, put it in a drawer and forgot about it? Well, let's recap first what I actually had on my list. The first one was getting dragged into other people's emotions / stress. And the second one was overthinking and worrying about the future. And the third one is feeling dumb when spending money. When I dug this out and to check it out again, I was just like, yeah, okay. Because I'm not gonna say I didn't forget about it. I really didn't, because a lot of these things, at least all of these points, have been the main focus of basically all of my therapy sessions during this year. So even if I haven't maybe had this exact formula top of mind, it did help me a lot to have this pinpointed when I then went to therapy. A thing that has really come with my burnout, going back and forth with being burnt out, has been also, I don't want to say that I'm isolated, but less connection with other people and less, input, since I've been so extremely tired. If you don't know this story, and if you're new here, you can scroll back, and maybe I can also link some of my story in the description. But I have been basically so bad from time to time that I fall asleep on the couch, and then when I start to wake up, I can hear, I am consciously aware that I am awake and that things are happening around me, but my body is so exhausted that I can't open my eyes or move. Because of that, going back and forth and the health aspect, I've become very, trapped, I guess, with my own thoughts, and I get really, you just mosey around in your own head, and that isn't very helpful at all. I am all for, reflection and thinking and, being with yourself, but not to this extent. So let's maybe dive a little more into each point. The first one being getting dragged into other people's emotions and letting them affect me, so that I mirror maybe other people's stress or other people's frustration or anger. I feel like that has become a lot better, both because I have become aware that this is something that I do, and also because I've added more routines into my life, like the morning meditation, like more moments of stillness and more behaviors that supports stopping for a freaking second and taking a couple of breaths, not just rushing on. And since I have, there was one of you guys who actually taught me, I said in a post that a lot of the times I have my emotions on the outside, and I think it was one of you guys who said that the expression in English would be like having my heart on my sleeve. And instead of just going with that and just reacting to my emotions all the time, or others' emotions, I have consciously tried to implement more and more behaviors that help me to just back off for a second and to be more deliberate, that I don't have to like dive headfirst into especially other people's emotions. It's not my responsibility to, I don't know, to also live through them, I guess. It takes energy from me that I do not have. My next point is a big one. Overthinking and worrying about the future. This is an area where I excel. I mean, if there were a doctorate to get for doing this, I would have probably multiple of them, if you even can have multiple of them. I still do this very much. I feel like when you think about it, like we're gonna get to soon, when we're gonna talk about visualization, it is so powerful, because worrying and overthinking about what's gonna happen in the future is basically visualization, but not in a good way. That's not helpful, because it makes me live in a frazzled and scared emotional state, which also takes a lot of energy, and it's not a supportive mindset or like mind environment to go after and do things, which is something that I really, really want to do this year. And this is one of those things that I feel also that it's so important how you formulate, how you want to change this behavior, because it's very, very easy that you just want to write, oh, I'm going to stop overthinking. And I'm like, yeah, perfect. That's awesome. That's really great. But how do you plan to do that? What do you plan on doing instead? Because it's such a natural thing for us. Our primal brains, they work so hard to try to keep us alive, and they really tend to exaggerate the dangers that we have. Oh, but what if, like, if it's say you want to apply for a job that you find would be really interesting for you, or like do a career change, or start to study, or I don't know, go up to a person that you see like at the store and you find them interesting and you want to like be their friend. Our brains, they're like, oh yeah, but what if they say no? What if they are mean? What if they don't want to talk to you? Or what if you don't get the job? And those things, while they're maybe not pleasant to live through, but you won't die from it. But if you are stuck in like an overthinking, worrying mindset, it feels like you might die from it. So I feel like, yeah, it's important to not just write, oh, I'm gonna stop overthinking, and then just think that it's gonna solve itself. I think it's very important that you have other actions and behaviors that you want to implement instead. And you can take it in really small steps. It doesn't have to be like this huge life-changing thing, but just to try and expose yourself and just to see what happens. So your brain can gather data that, oh, okay, this didn't kill me. It was unpleasant, maybe. Or maybe even like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I had totally exaggerated that in my head. This worrying and overthinking has also, for me, it has spiraled into me cultivating a mindset where I don't believe in my ability to solve problems. That if I have this like dream that I want to go for, or this project, or this skill that I want to learn, I don't do it because I feel like, you know, oh, what if I don't solve it? What if I can't do this? As you notice, for me, this is a huge like point that I will obviously continue to work with, because it's really limiting for me, and it makes me lead a life that I don't think is fun anymore. And we can't have that, can we? We only live once, and all of those cliches. They're cliches for a reason. And the third one, I feel dumb when spending money. In a lot of ways, I feel almost the same with this point as the previous one. The pathways in my brain are so deep, and I fall into this all the time. I've been doing this, I've been feeling and thinking like this for so many years that I can't just switch it off. I have cultivated a insane scarcity mindset around money that is just that, even though there is no proof, like in reality, that I am wasteful or that I spend money on things that I don't use or anything like that, I still believe that as a truth. I have made some like small progress where I for tools that I need, I can put off buying things that I actually do need, that I have a clear purpose for purchasing and that I can afford. God, I feel so dumb when I talk about this, because it's like, oh my God, you have no problems, do you? Well, it feels dumb, but I'm just gonna roll with it, because it's very real. Really, when I have felt like this blockage or this scarcity has come and stopping me from buying, like, for example, a tool that I have a purpose for, that I need, that we need through the household to be able to do things. I have actually, I have really been like, oh, hello, little thought that is stopping me from doing this. And just stop, take a breath. Can you afford this? Yes, you can. Do you need this? Yes. And really like try to unpack what the hell I'm doing, basically. It's been really small things, but I have visions and some dreams that I would like to pursue in 2026, and they are going to require a lot more bravery from me and really just putting this weird thing to rest. And I realize how this sounds. I mean, I live in a house and I have my family, both me and my husband. We earn money. It's not like, I don't consider us poor. We're not rich, maybe. It depends. It's all relative, I guess. For some reason, I have cultivated a scarcity mindset around money, where I cling to it like a dragon, like a dragon does its treasure, where it's just out of the question. If money has come in, it's out of the question to let it go. If you would do that with another resource, like energy, if you think that you can just harbor it and just keep it forever and ever, that would be considered crazy, right? I am very okay and aware with the fact that energy ebbs and flows. Sometimes you have more, sometimes you have less, and I know that it won't help at all if I just sleep all the time, and then I'm gonna have a huge treasure chest of energy that I can just pull from. I know that's not how it works. I know that I will have to put energy into some things to get energy out. And then sometimes energy is low and sometimes energy is high. And that is like that I have accepted that way more than that. Also, maybe sometimes that's even true with money. That sometimes you get it and sometimes you gotta let it go in order to get new things or get more new momentum to where you want to go and what life you want to design. So, going into 2026, I'm not going to make a lot of changes to my effort list from last year for 2025. I am going to take them with me and try to continue to strengthen the behaviors that I want to change, the behavior that I want to change, and the mindset, because it's so huge things and things that I've been doing for so many years. So to think that I would just magically solve them in 1 year is not really fair. And let's dive into the last part of this list that I'm adding this year to add some more, even more, to ground this within me and to give it more power. Oh God, the baby's kicking. She's moving around. Oh, it's you are getting evicted. I think that's the word. You're getting evicted soon. There's no room anymore. Anyway, I want you to ask yourself, why do you want to change these behaviors? Knowing why you want to do a change, because I mean, you might be motivated and feel like, yeah, you go girl, go get it. But when everyday life comes in and you are tired or you forget or whatever, it's important to have this clear idea of why is it worth for you to keep working and go through the struggle of change and the uncertainty of change. Take out your notebook and write it down. And then I also want you to visualize how your life would look like. What would your life look like when you have managed to change and leave behind these behaviors that you don't want to do anymore? Write down how your everyday life would look. Like, use a lot of detail, bring this vision to life with detail and emotions, and really picture it in front of you. It's very double-edged sword for me, this. I can feel a little dumb when I'm like sitting there and writing, like it feels like a story. And I'm like, can get really cynical and be like, oh, what use is this gonna do? But then I try to always remember that, okay, you feel like this is dumb. How dumb is all the catastrophic visualization and overthinking and stress and worrying that you have spent so much time and tend to still spend so much time doing? How is that reasonable while what you're doing now, trying to visualize a positive outcome, how is that dumb but not the other way? I mean, either they're both dumb or they are both useful and have power in creating your life. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you want, share what you want your effort list to contain. What behaviors do you want to change? Like, what do you envision for yourself for this next year? I would love to hear about it. I love it when you share in the comments. It just makes us all feel closer. Also, there is evidence that telling people about like your visions and your goals and dreams have a purpose and are really helpful to actually make them happen in real life. So I'll see you in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.